Hayden immediately into his stride. Had enough trouble keeping up with Michael Slater on the walk out to the wicket. Can't imagine anything worse if you're a laid-back Queenslander like Matthew Hayden and just sort of stroll along, and you've got a hyperactive partner like Michael Slater who likes to really walk quickly. Trying to keep up with Michael Slater's pace wouldn't be all that easy. That's a good shot. Very good start for Matthew Hayden. I guess it'll be even more difficult for an even more laid-back Jamaican, Michael.
I wouldn't have been too worried about it, you know, just followed. But certainly a very good start by Matthew Hayden. Good push down the wicket for a couple of runs, and then through the mid-wicket region. Just slightly too full, Nixon McLean, and a bit too much towards the onside.
That's a lovely shot. That's just a gift. Full and wide of off stump.
Still 9 days to Christmas, but that certainly is preparation for Christmas. Not much chance of anything else but a 4 coming from that delivery.
Slater is on 44, Hayden 29. Oh, Slater treating Mervyn Dillon with disdain. I think Mervyn Dillon just congratulated Michael Slater on his lovely footwork.
That's one way of putting it. Just past him before he had time to get down.
Slater's pushing for 2 to bring up the half-century. There it is, yet another one for Michael Slater.
50 runs to Michael Slater.
Half-century and in very good time. Just 72 balls faced by Michael Slater. That's excellent going in a one-day game. And this is a test match. Doesn't hang around, that's for sure. When he gets them quickly.
Second half-century in the series for Michael Slater. 5 boundaries. One lovely late cut there. Delicate shot off Mervyn Dillon. And then that was the one in this over where he charged Mervyn Dillon. Give an indication that he was fairly confident facing Mervyn Dillon. There's the thumbs up to the crowd. It's 4 more. I think the only way Dillon's going to get Slater out is if Slater gets totally overconfident.
Well, this is just another gift again. It's short, it's wide, just gets hit through the offside quite easily. Why would you bowl short and wide on a pitch like this? That's why I'm thinking that they are just incapable of putting the ball where they want to. They could never be wanting to bowl like that.
That's a good shot. Short boundaries here at the Adelaide Oval, but that would have reached the boundary on a much bigger area.
It's a great shot for Michael Slater. He's got the ability to take the ball on the up. And this ball not particularly full from Nixon McLean, but he stood up, taken it to the top of the bounce and drilled it through the covers. And that's a shot of a man in confidence. And he's really taking these West Indies bowlers to task. At the moment, they've got no answer to it.
There was a match earlier in Michael Slater's career where he played against England up at the Gabba in the first match of the series, and he hit 169. And I'll never forget the side of the first ball Philip de Freitas bowled him, which whistled past point, and before you could blink it had smashed into the point boundary.
I remember it well, Richie. I happened to be fielding for most of that big 100, and it was not a pleasant task, but one of the most exciting opening batsmen in world cricket. Very attacking.
Waiting!
Now, I think that is, might show differently on the replay, but I think that's slightly grasping at straws. There was a shout from the bowler there on the basis that he'd almost got Slater's wicket, but it actually came off the middle of the bat.
I think you're right there, but bowler's probably somewhat delighted that it's a dot ball. No runs coming from it, which can't be said for many of the deliveries that's gone before.
What's happening out there at the moment is the pattern of Australian cricket with this team and the one where Taylor's team led into Waugh's team. It's attacking cricket. If you get into trouble, not that they've been in all that much trouble, if you get into trouble, attack your way out of it. There have been times when Adam Gilchrist has come in to bat in the middle of the order and absolutely slaughtered the opposition, when the opposition might just have relaxed thinking we've got these guys. And attack has been right up the top of the list for the Australians.
Well, they're doing it very effectively. I'm sure Jimmy Adams, West Indies captain, would have come out at the start of this innings, 391 on the board, hoping to put pressure on the Australian batsmen, get a few wickets, thinking possibly of a victory, even at this early stage in the match. But these two Australian openers have taken the thought of that away from Jimmy Adams at the moment. No wicket for 98. More importantly, only off 24 overs.
None for 98. We didn't quite get that. He's still going to get a 4. He's picked it up from fractionally outside off stump and belted it away. 103 on the board now.
Good technique from Matthew Hayden, keeping low, right out to the pitch of the ball, and not middling it, it's a bit full maybe, but still making enough contact to reach this fairly short square leg boundary at Adelaide Oval.
That's well played, good footwork. They made 100, put together a 100 partnership up at the Gabba, so this is better than that. Hayden was run out up there.
Plan though, Richard, by the Australians to come out very aggressively.
None for 104. That was absolutely brilliant. We'll have a look at it in a moment. It's none for 108.
Tremendous power from Matthew Hayden, right up on his back foot, looking for the square cut almost, but the ball going not straighter than a normal cut, through mid-off an extra cover, but hit with tremendous power. And the first 5 balls of Nixon McLean's over was pretty well on target, but all the good work undone by that fantastic cricket shot.
That's a beautiful back cut. There's a man down there at square point, just behind the line of square. But that is a super shot. He's played 2 late cuts. One off the fast bowler Dillon earlier. It was a great stroke. And then this one off Jimmy Adams.
Michael Slater showing a great exhibition of how to play the late cut. We've seen some excellent shots in this match from Brian Lara, very similar, and this one was up to it as well.
Oh, it's there.
It just shows the measure of the dominance of the Australian batsman. Jimmy Adams having to revert to over the wicket, which is normally a tactic, try and slow the run rate, frustrate the batsman. Very negative tactic for a left-arm spinner. He's had to revert to that almost straight away.
There's not much there for Jimmy Adams by way of turn, unless he's getting it into the rough stuff. Well, that's a good shot. Fielder will cut it off, but it was still nicely timed and very well placed. That was a very, very powerful hit. Straight down the ground, longest part of the ground, none for 122. 73 to Slater, 44 to Hayden. So it's spin from one end. Now, Jimmy Adams did race across and have a word with Courtney Walsh at the end of the last over. That's Hayden's blow down the ground. Very, very nearly 6 on that long part.
Back into the attack now is Courtney Walsh.
Well, Richie, delighted to come to Adelaide. It's a test match, and it's been a very intriguing one so far, but the way the Australians are batting here, it's more like a one-day international.